Let us talk more about the current riots/looting. The biggest mistake you can do as natives and country is move on without diagnosing the root causes. Hello PPMO ecosystem. The worst you can do is move on without identifying some key contributors and solutions that make all parties content, not certain sides with power and influence. Accepting media narratives and togetherness poems and TV adverts when you native deep down know there is no such. We have big cracks and they continue to grow as you cowardly look away. Maybe let's share some misdiagnosed events that cumulatively got us here. Most important of them all is, since 1994 the ground has been fertile for such, or even worse disruption/chaos. 1. The location struggle saw similar stealing/looting taking place, but that came with deaths which made it worse. It was not big malls as you see them today but black-owned business. The struggle parties promised black business compensation and support post-liberation. 2. Mistakes you made here. Not talking about your history and not holding the ruling party accountable for the compensation. 2. Mainstream media reported violence in KZN as Zulus and Xhosa Imfis in violent clashes. 99% of that liberation internal violence was Zulu on Zulu in KZN. International media picked up on the same narrative as the message to send. What can you native learn from this? The role of media in narrative peddling, so consume it with care. The other. Native child, if tribalism is being introduced into native discourse, run the opposite direction. If you look at social media posting, even foreign nationals have posted their videos in respective home language on their loot. 3. The xenophobia narrative is back on media. This was the most misdiagnosed event in our recent history. And continues to be. Where people are fighting for resources and integration into the economy/jobs. Remember the internal struggle violence, same script different players. For example, uNative asking business community to hand over their resources/businesses to ABC foreigners. Your time has come to move on. Business would never allow that, so why do they ask this of natives? For when things go wrong business is first to blame government. But who lobbies them to do A, B and C first? Who has got a greater share of government's ear? Business. There is no way the native asked government to build soccer stadiums and host 2010 World Cup. Ha 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 ha. What is so frustrating is uNative have accepted to be a scientific experiment. The older natives allowed media and those with influence to dictate what the struggle was about. You kept quiet and did not correct the narrative. 26 years later are people still crying? Native, you need to be honest and be loud until we give our natives jobs and a place in the economy and country. The fertile ground for uprisings will continue to be there. Remember, worst case scenario, next time this native mass could be mobilized by more extreme and violent grouping. Let's learn from Mozambique soon after the gas resources were found. People are not asking inclusion but demanding it at all cost. As we rebuild and go back to so-called normal. How are you part of this rebuild? This normal is no longer acceptable, so how are you part of new normal? Click on subscribe on the YouTube channel to save our assets, no names, personal details, no cell numbers required. Just click subscribe on the PPMO ecosystem channel. I know most of you see this, but if not now, you will soon. uMadam here. Awesome, have a great one.